G'day, and today we're going to be talking about The Darkness, one of the more popular Image comics. Now, The Darkness is about a man called Jackie Estacado, who inherited this power when he turned 21. The Darkness is a manifestation of the dark, literally. Since the universe began, there was always the dark, and then came the light. Now, while the light is usually handed down to the Angelus, which is the light wielder, the darkness is usually handed down to the male member of the Estacado family. Now, this, of course, is passed down through the act of sex. So, if you're a dude and you want to, stay alive, then don't have sex. Because, secret little thing that they don't tell you when you become, born as an Estacado, if you ever have sex, you die. Because there's a chance that if, you get the other girl pregnant, then you die because the darkness is passed along to the sun. And for as long as anyone can remember, it has always been a male. There has never been a female heir of the darkness. So, take that of what you will. The series is pretty good. I mean, I remember reading it mostly when I was a kid. So take of that, what you will. But, I thought it was really cool because, it's so, dark, edgy. And, look at all this violence and look at all these, the sex. So, sex sells. And, to a teenage me, I was like, haha, this has everything I need. But no, Jackie Estacado is actually a pretty cool character. Later on in the series, he has this, conflict of interest with the Mafia because he is a mafioso hitman. So he was brought up, let me try and wind this back for everybody. Jackie Estacado was originally adopted by the Mafia, and he was brought up as almost a son to Don Franchetti. Now, while growing up, he was taught, loyalty to the family is everything, seeing many traitors to the family being promptly killed in horrific ways. Now, Jackie, once he got the powers of the darkness, he did what any, 21-year-old would do if they thought that they had the, infinite power. He pretty much just did the same things he regularly did, but with more violent antics. Well, he had a massive ego to go along with this. Considering he was already, had a sizable ego, once he gets all these supernatural powers and he's like, haha, nobody can fuck with me. Now, going back and rereading these, I find that, the art, while, really good, is sort of weirdly drawn. Like, you see all the dudes with massive shoulders and everyone's completely muscled, but, that's a sort of comic trait, but the thing that really gets me is, like, the impossible, proportions of women, how their spines will just, curve, in a weird C motion. Like, I don't know how that is actually happening. So it's, it's obviously just to show off, the figure of the woman, but it still looks kind of weird, and at sometimes you see the faces and the eyes, they're a little too far apart, or they're a little too blurry, like they're not specifically drawn well enough. But apart from that, I don't really have any complaints for the series. I really actually like, and, some people might disagree with me for this, but the full-page spreads, where they'll have, Jackie, and he'll literally just be standing on the corner of one page, and you'll see all the darkness, and all the minions just running for a massive full-page spread. That's, it's a perfect way to show, the reader how he uses the darkness, how it's just everywhere, and it's all-encompassing. It just shoots out from him in all directions. I love that when it happens. So even though some people can complain that they're not exactly getting their money's worth in terms of dialogue, you're definitely getting your money's worth in terms of, amazing art pieces and, set art pieces. I really love it, at least. I also, upon, rereading The Darkness, found that, as I said earlier, most of the stories are just about Jackie's frustration that he can't have sex anymore. So expect him to be just like, he's taking out all this violence on these people. They do deserve it to a degree, but he kills them in horrific ways just because he's frustrated. And a lot of his stories, he still flirts with all these women, and then he gets, internally pissed off that he can't, do anything about his flirtations. Apart from that, I really enjoy the whole, how it's a cosmic scale. And once again, Image Comics seems to do this quite often and well. How most of the easiest way to up the ante in any comic book story is to make it on a large scale. Like heaven and hell, let's rock. You've got the heaven on one side that are definitely trying to kill Jackie because he is the, representation of the darkness and the current wielder. And then you've got, other people that are like, no, why can he wield the darkness? Like Sonatine, and he's like, I want to be the bearer of the darkness. I want all this infinite power. My people have studied it more. Why should just this random 20-year-old thug be able to use it when I would use it so much more beneficially. I would, cave into the darkness and bring it what it wants, which is absolute all-encompassing death, night, darkness. Apart from that, I'm pretty sure that most of the stories that I've, just to let everybody clarify, I read from issue 1 all the way up to issue 30. So, a big chunk, or a sizable chunk. And I also read the Batman versus Jackie, Estacado crossover, where Jackie goes to Gotham City, and, it was actually interesting in the fact that a crossover with a non-Image character in the Image universe had such a major impact on Jackie. And I definitely think that the best Darkness comics are mainly just Jackie fighting, because if you see him monologuing for a while, I mean, they try and do him justice, but at the end of the day, it's just him going on about the same tropes that everybody's read before in other comics. And especially when, you're a Image comic reader, when you already get this amount of monologuing from Spawn, you don't want to pick up another comic which is very similar in terms of, as I said, cosmic scale, heaven, hell, and you don't want the same monologuing. But apart from that, I really enjoy The Darkness. If you want to check it out, then I believe they released The Darkness 1 and The Darkness 2 on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Definitely go try them. If I get to them at some point in the future, I'll give them a full review. I have finished them, but it's just I don't want to be talking about them now. Because that will definitely be a nice little gateway into the universe of The Darkness, and if you like it there, then go ahead, pick up some of the comic trades, because there's a whole bunch of them out now. If you want to expand the universe and just take a look at other characters that are featured prominently in The Darkness, then try the Witchblade or the Magdalena. But apart from that, really good. I'm glad that some of my childhood comics, hold up. I was really worried about this one because of, as I said, all the not exactly plot elements that I remembered from it, but it was good. So anyway, this was my review on The Darkness, and just, generally talking about it. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, give us a like, and maybe subscribe. Don't have to. You should probably subscribe, though. Who said that? Not me. Anyway, guys, I will catch you later.